This is my 2008 GMC SAVANA 2500. It is my mobile repair van, and in today's video, I'm going to be undercoating the whole underside of the vehicle with fluid film. I'm waiting for the parts to come in. Already, I took all of the wheels off, and this is what it looks like so far. The condition of the underside of this vehicle is really good for the year being a 2008, but I want to prolong it for as long as possible. There is some areas up in the front where the rust is a little bit worse, but nothing where it's going through the frame or anything. Also, I finally had a chance to take the spare tire off because I never got to inspect that, but the spare is full of air and the tread is good on it, and I don't see any cracks, which is a very good sign. Here's the frame from the bottom, from the back of the car. That's the differential. That's where I took the spare tire off. And right over here, I do want to put a tow hitch on this vehicle as well at some point, but that's at a later date. This is all preparing for everything that I want to do to the vehicle. Like I said, the frame is actually in pretty solid condition on this vehicle. And then this is the last corner right over here. So this is what I mean. Parts like this, where they fall off, I'm going to scrape off or chisel them off, something like that. So this is the setup I'm using, I'm going to be using for today. So I have a right angle die grinder with my air compressor, and I have these small sanding discs, and with these I'll be able to scrape off all the loose stuff and you know, where the rust is a little bit worse. We got the mask on and we got the safety goggles on. Now let's get started underneath here. I've been going on at this for about 10 minutes, and I realized I also needed a hammer and a small something like this where I can go in there and knock out the rust. But this is what I've gotten so far. It's looking pretty good on this side. There's nothing loose. Maybe a little bit here and there that I can knock out. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. Although I want to get as much out as I can, but by knocking it out, I'm able to knock out a lot of the loose stuff off, and it makes it a little bit easier on top of you know, obviously grinding away at this. Again, I didn't get a chance to show you guys before what the undercarriage looked like, but again, smaller stuff like this, which I'm going to knock off, things like that I want to knock off, so that the fluid film has a good spot to actually adhere to actually prevent corrosion. So that's the rest of it. That's the rest of the frame going down, and this one should be easy to spray. I should be done once I get the tools in. I should be able to finish up. Preparation is what takes the longest. Alright, this is where we're at so far. So I was using the blow gun to blow a bunch of this stuff away. So I got, you know, I cleaned up this surface best as I could. I even did this a little bit because I'm going to cover that. Went all the way underneath here, got all of that stuff all the way in the back, and I stopped at the differential there. So right now what I'm doing is taking out this body plugs right here, and I'm looking in there. Thank God no rust. So I'm going to take all of them out. This one had a little bit of rust around it. Not a huge deal. It's still very strong, so I wire wheeled it a little bit. You know, I'm taking out all the body plugs because I want to spray up in those holes to prevent any rust. I tried to clean this diff as best as I could. I might go at it again. I did notice this right here in the rear where the metal's a little loose. That's the only spot I noticed where the frame is, not the frame, but the actual bumper, the piece that holds the bumper together. That's the only part that's rusted out. So I might have to replace the bumper. But my neighbor got the lawnmower on, so I'm gonna stop the video right here. And I'm still waiting for, ow, I hit my head on the jack. I'm still waiting for the fluid film to come in. This is the fluid film container that I received. This is what I'm gonna be using. This spray nozzle, it says on the box here 4 to 7 bar, so I'm gonna put it at around 70 psi, 75 psi. I'm gonna regulate the gun too. I'm just gonna unload these contents into that and start spraying underneath. This says to stir or shake before you start using it, so I'm gonna just shake it for a little bit and then I'm gonna fill that up. Get as much as this back in here as we can, and we're gonna close this up. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how this thing will start spraying. If you guys are doing this on a similar size vehicle, I recommend you get 2 gallons at least. The only reason I only got the 1 for right now is because this was the only one I could get for next day delivery. So I do need another one, but I was able to cover most of these stuff. And this is gonna dry hard, so don't look at it right now, but it's gonna be like a tan color. It's not one of those rubberized ones. So I have some, you know, running over there. It's no big deal. This stuff is gonna dry hard. We used to use this at Mercedes, believe it or not. They have this called cavity wax. So it's same thing, just bottled in a different bottle. So it's gonna dry hard, and that's the frame right there. It's gonna, same thing. I was able to cover most of the frame. As you can see, some spots right there where I did not cover it. And I also want to cover the whole underside of the actual van, and also in the crevices. I didn't have enough of this fluid to do all of that, but the bigger stuff are all, you know, all should be covered like that. Up in the front there as well, I applied very heavy up in the front. Maybe I went too heavy, but the tool was spraying a lot. So it took a little bit to get used to it. And here's the back. Same thing. I was able to cover a good amount with this. And I want to do this whole thing here as well. That's where the spare tire goes, right over there. I was able to get a good amount here as well. The differential got covered pretty nicely, but I want to get even above those. So once I order, there's some spots in the frame all the way in the back there that did not get covered. So definitely need at least 2 gallons if you got a vehicle like this. They sell them in 5-gallon jugs as well, which for next year I might even do that. Just order a 5-gallon jug and have it. You know, you could do the car twice with that. And this stuff does not go bad as long as it's sealed. I did remove some of the plugs and applied some of this wax wherever I could, you know, sprayed some in there. They sell wands as well, which I might get as an attachment to go in there and spray it a little bit nicer. This side I got, you know, just a tip here. I could do this with the wheel on as well. It's no big deal. Right there, it's missing a little bit, and so on all the way down the front of the frame is all done. So So I'm missing a little bit there. Once this dries, I'll go over it again, you know, once I get some more, and should be good to go. But that's about it, guys. That's it for this video. These stuff, I mean, the application took like 20 minutes. It was very, very fast. The thing sprays a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a very nice preventative maintenance that you can do to your vehicle. Those materials cost me about $100. I'll need another tub, so you know, $150. Places charge a lot to do this type of service, so you can save yourself a lot of money there. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on another video.